Hello. So I tried to do this on YouTube, but apparently you have to do a whole live stream software, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh my God. But I am going to start doing my videos from YouTube once I get all that figured out. Um, Hello. So what part of you is going to save your buttocks? What part of you is going to save your buttocks? I'm going to just hang out a couple seconds, share a little bit, and see who wants to show up and see. Yay, I know how to do that quickly. So a lot of us come from toxic families, or we get into these toxic relationships, and it just goes on and on and on, right? And so, a lot of us, especially as women, we're super timid, we're shy, we're introverts, and we don't know how to stand up for ourselves. We don't know how to, like tell it like it is, so to speak, to people. And that can cause a lot of issues. I know that was me for many, many years. So if you don't know me, my name is Denise Dominguez. I am a women's empowerment coach. And what I specialize in, what my superpower is helping women heal after narcissistic relationships, toxic relationships, abusive relationships. And that relationship, it could be any. It could be your ex, your family, it could be anybody. So, and that's what I want to talk to you about today, because the thing is that when we are these types of people, there needs to be another aspect of us that shows up to protect us. So I'm gonna share with you a little bit of what I'm talking about. So for many, many years, I was that girl. I know, right? If you know me, you're like, no, Denise, there's no way that you were timid and shy and a people pleaser. And I was, kept my mouth shut, didn't speak my truth. If somebody was criticizing or insulting to me, I just took it. I was the peacemaker. I tried to keep the waters calm. This was within my family. This was within my marriage and my extended family, like my married family, all of it. And when I finally had the courage to leave my toxic environment, my toxic marriage, I had to show up as somebody different. I couldn't be that shy, timid girl, because this was huge. You got to have balls to do this. You have to not let the scarcity thoughts come up, because a lot of women think, well, if I leave, right, all these, this is gonna happen, and who's gonna think this, and divorce is a failure, and blah, 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 blah. You have to show up totally different. So this all came through this week. Well, I knew that I call her my rebellious teenager, my rebellious bitch. I knew that she was running the show when I got here to North Carolina after I had left. I've spoken to you about this before, where she was running the show. Okay, so if you know the work that I do, I teach women how to rise up into a higher consciousness and be in that woman energy versus that mother energy. My clients who come to me, and who I was at the time, was very much in that mother energy, and mother and child, go together, like attracts like. So that's where the narcissistic people come in. That falls under child energy. So I was running amok when I came here to North Carolina. So my rebellious teenager was definitely showing up. She's the one that got all the tattoos and the piercings. She's the one who was being promiscuous, and partying every weekend, getting very drunk. That's who was running the show for me when I left Florida and came here to North Carolina. So now fast forward to or actually go back to who was it that showed up for me to leave Florida. Because remember, I was in a marriage for over 20 years. My life was in Florida. My family, my entire family was in Florida. My entire life, I've only lived in Florida. To pick up and leave, to move 3 states away, to leave everybody behind, everybody. Just my daughter and I came here. I even left my son in Florida. To do that takes a lot of courage. And so who was it? Which part of me was it that showed up to say, damn it, that's enough, and we're leaving, and I'm exiting this toxic environment, and I'm going to start something new? Because my only one fear that I had when I left that my entire life was financial. Everything else I wasn't worried about. I wasn't worried about moving here, starting a new life, creating friendships, creating relationships. I wasn't worried about that at all. Getting a job. I had a job in 4 weeks. I had an apartment in 4 days. I wasn't scared at all to do any of that. But the financial part was scary to me. So who showed up was my rebellious teenager. My bitch, my rebellious bitch, had to show up and run the show. Well, guess what? She kept running the show. And she's still been running the show. So, you know, the question is who's going to show up for you so that you can transform your life, right? What are you ready to transform? Because my rebellious teenager, my rebellious bitch, she saved my ass. Because if I was still that girl, that woman who was scared and timid and all of that, she would have never left. She'd still be there. Or at least she'd still be in Florida and not creating the life that I have now, which is 360, 180, 360. So she gave me the confidence to leave everybody. So what part of you is going to save yourself from your toxic family? What part of you is going to save you from your relationship, your abusive relationship? Because there's all these pieces to us, right? There's not just one Denise that acts one way. There's not just one you that acts just one way throughout the whole. No, you show up differently. Like depending on the people you're around or the situation or the environment or the energy that you're around, totally goes to how you show up. And this is a lot of subconscious stuff here I'm talking about. So you have to ask yourself, what part of me is ready to, what part of my life am I ready to transform? And how am I going to do that? So if this is you and you are that timid, shy, people-pleasing person who just hushes, doesn't speak her voice, doesn't speak her truth because she doesn't want to rattle the cage. She doesn't want to, shake things up for other people. And you want to get that courage, that bravery, those balls, I call them, right? If you want to release your rebellious teenager, your rebellious bitch, to do whatever it is that you need to transform in your life, like no apologies. No apologies for what you're doing and where you're going. If this is you and this is something that you want to transform, I'm going to put a link in the comments below for you to get my free gift, and it will help you. Because all of this is transformation, right? Even just having the awareness that, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. So ask yourself, what part of my life do I want to transform? Where do I want to be? You have to think of where you want to be and then get there. And this is how you get there. First key, awareness. Have awareness of, I don't want this life anymore. That's what I did. I was finally sick and tired of that life. And I was ready for something different. And believe me, I didn't know what that was. I had no idea what that was. Scary, yes, but so worth it. So worth it. And I want that for you too. And the other thing is that you and I, there's no difference between you and I. We're just different versions of each other, but we're the same. We're the same. So that being said, if I did it, so can you. It's just a matter of shifting and not letting all of those fear-based thoughts get in your way. So I'll put the link below. I am getting ready to get on another call. That's why my phone's going beep, beep. I got to get on a Zoom call. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.